as well as for the mind. So why is it difficult for the emotions and the minds of humans to submit? One of the main reasons is we kept postponing the right things and the important things for a later date. I'll do it later on. I'll do it later on. I'll do it later on. Look at the students who kept postponing his responsibility with his assignments. Until what happened? Time runs out. Exam begins. Somebody gets old. They lose their wealth. They lose their health. Or life throws some hard ball at them that their whole lifestyle has to change. And they said, only if I understood this, then I would have started. Those kind of expressions are for lame ducks in society. They don't go anywhere. So the Quran is telling you and me one dangerous characteristic. And the characteristic is we should know our priorities. In politics, there are priorities. In economics, there are priorities. In sociology, there are priorities. In all professions, there are priorities. Where are your priorities and my priorities? If we say, nobody's forced us. If we say we have Iman in Allah and the revelation He revealed, where is our priority? So Allah is telling us one of the dangers that can develop in our life is that if we develop the habit of kept postponing what we need to do, it means time is passing, right? Let us suppose there is something that needs to be taken care of in the office. There is something that needs to be taken care of in the home, right? When are you going to take care of it, or I'm going to take care of it when it reaches explosion point? And then we realize, a stitch in time saves 9. Had I responded at the appropriate moment, I wouldn't have to be repairing a big gash in the wall or on the pipe or something like that. We need to use parallels, practical parallels of life. The Quran is telling us postponing the responsibility to deal with divine loftiness and postponing it. Here's the danger. The danger is the heart, the human heart, the human emotions, and the human mind. It becomes hardened. You understand that? It becomes hardened. And the Quran is using an expression. The human heart and the human mind becomes hardened. It becomes cruel. It becomes unyielding. It becomes non-productive. It behaves as if there's an impermeable sheet over it. That's when the Quran says, خَتَمَ اللَّهُ عَلَىٰ قُلُوبِهِمْ. Why is it to many of us, no matter what is said to us, it doesn't go down? Are we worried about that? I could imagine if we were just alone and we were that indifferent, it was our own lives. But when you and I belong to families, belong to neighborhoods, belong to communities, belong to organizations, belong to masajids, belong to regions, and belong to the human society, you could imagine. Don't think you are not part of the problem. Don't think we are not part of the problem. We are all part of the problem unless we become part of the solution. I want us all to understand that. I want us all to understand that. We are all part of the problems unless we become part of the solution. That's your choice and my choice. You can sit back for the rest of your life. Or I can do that. I can rationalize my weakness, my laziness, my indifference, my backwardness, my stupidity. I can rationalize all of that. I can give placebos to my family. I can fool my friends. But the reality is I cannot fool the results. I can't doctor the results. So I want you, oh brothers and sisters who are here today, and those of you who will be listening and viewing this khutbah, to understand the dangers of not responding, as we say in English, striking when the iron is hot. A lot of people postpone their relationship with God until they become very old. You don't see that? Until they become very old. And a friend of mine always tells me they wait till they become very old when they are hopeless. They can't do anything to change their life. Their children are all gone away from them, physically and mentally, so they can't do anything. The money they have, the wealth they have, the property they have, that is their biggest security, physical security. But they have no capability to undo their life that they did when they had all the strength and everything. Nothing is going to stop you and me from being in that, unless we strike when the iron is hot. That we do not become indifferent and we do not allow a history to pass, our youth to pass, our adulthood to pass, and then old age to step in. And we know what happens when old age is stepping in. Ask those of us who are not so young as some of you, and we will tell you what it is. You really gotta be like Usain Bolt to stay on top. You need it. You can't compete. So, one of the impediments to divine guidance is a lackadaisical attitude towards it. One of the basic diseases that plagues people who listen to divine guidance, who go to forums, whether khutbah, different lectures, classes. Why is it they don't accept this guidance? The blindness is not outside. The blindness is inside. The disease is not outside. They have good eyes. They may have 20/20. They may have all the lenses you can get to make them see well. They don't really have a problem hearing. Oh, they are people of professional capability. But why is it they are unable to gravitate towards the guidance? Because the blindness, the deafness, the dumbness is internal. It is emotional and psychological. You can take the whole Quran and put it on their head. You can boil the book in the water and bathe them. All kind of madness their community do. All kind of crazy things. When people die and they bury them, they take pages of the Quran, put in the grave. They read Quran for them night and day. Anybody knows that anybody's faith was changed? You don't change the faith of people after they have died. You strive to change it when there's still hope, when they're alive. So the Quran tells us that you and I, by postponing the inevitable, by always saying, I will do this later on, is an indication that you and I are not honest, that we are not sincere, we are not genuine, we just find it convenient. Convenient. And because we see this is a norm in society, nobody normally has to produce and to prove results. It is enough to come together and go to a masjid or go to a Jummah or go to any kind of so-called Islamic things.